Hello friends, welcome to Code Semantic and welcome to the video tutorial of debugging in Visual Studio. In this video, we are going to see how to inspect the data using data tips. Till now, we studied how to step through a code, we studied how to set a breakpoint, but we didn't observe the values of our variables, objects or collection. So this video will cover all those things. So let us start. So first of all, we will see what is data tip. So DataTip basically provides you a way to view the information about your variables, object, collections, or whatever is there, right? You can inspect those values in your program, but during debugging only. So remember this thing. So this feature is available during debugging. Now, as I told you, it works in break mode, means whenever you are stepping through a code, at that time DataTips works, and it will only show you the value of your variables or object or collection which are in the current scope of execution. Okay, out of scope execution values will not be shown. So remember this thing. So let us see this in action. So let us switch to Visual Studio. So as you can see here, I'm using the same console application that we created last time, that is debugging in Visual Studio. And here I created one file also named as DataTips demo. Okay, and here I already wrote some code, so I can easily explain you how we can inspect the values of our variables using DataTips. So as you can see here, there are some variables of type integer, then one string is there, one collection is there, and even one object is also there. Okay, so I have already created a class for course. I'll quickly show you. Okay, it is having ID, name, duration, and fees. Similarly, I already created a class for bank account, which is having account number, account holder, account type, one balance private variable is there, and one balance read only property is there. Okay, so we are not allowing this balance property to change the value directly. We are changing the value of balance through this deposit and withdraw method. So with the help of these methods, we are basically updating our balance variable, and this balance property will only read the value of a balance. And again, a constructor is also wrote, so whenever we create an object of bank account class, we have to pass some initial amount, so that initial amount will be assigned to our balance private variable. So that's it about this class. Now the purpose of creating this class and the collection and even some function is that I want to show you how we can examine or how we can inspect the values of various type of data. That is the only purpose. Okay, so now since we are studying debugging, we have to run our code in debug mode. And what will I do? I'll put a breakpoint here. So till this point my program will run normally, and after this we can step through a code. And in last video only I told you how to put a breakpoint. Okay, either you can use shortcut key or you can click on this gray area whenever your mouse is pointing towards left. Okay, let us run our program in the debug mode. I am using this option, start debugging, or you can directly hit F5, or even you can click on this icon. Okay, since we put a breakpoint here, our program get paused. Okay, so this point onwards, either you can say step into or step over. I'm saying step into. So both the values of number 1 and number 2 get assigned. Here, as you can see here, this particular part, right? This particular gray area, this is nothing but a data tips. So whenever you over mouse on your variable or on your object or any collection, you can view the value of that particular variable. So this is nothing but what? This is nothing but a data tip. So here you can see that the value of NO2 is 20. The value of NO1 is 10. Okay, since we already assign it, but whenever the values are changing, you can observe that value. I want to check the execution of this function, so again I'm going to say step into. Okay, so let us say step into again. So currently, see, this particular statement is not executed yet, so the value of temp is 0. Again I'm hitting step into, so you can check that value of temp is 10 now. Again I'll say step into, so NO1 will be assigned with value NO2 number 2, that is 20, and whatever value will be there, whatever value is there in temp1, it get assigned to number 2. Currently number 2 is 20, but after the execution of this statement, number 2 will be 10. So with this data tips, we can easily determine the value of our variable. Okay, so let us continue. In the same way, you can check the values of arrays also. So here, what I did, I just assigned one text to this text variable, that is I am learning debugging, and we are calling this split text function. So let us see what is it doing. So split text function is basically splitting our text in number of words based on the space. So here I used the array, and now we will see how we can examine the values of array. So basically whenever you put a mouse pointer over here, so what it shows is it shows you the array name, its data type, and the size of your array. But here you can use this array, but here you can use this arrow to expand it. So after expanding this, you can see the actual values at particular index position. So at 0th position there is I, at first position there is M, it is learning, and at third position it is debugging. So our whole string was I am learning debugging, which is separated by space, and we splitted it on the basis of space. So whenever you are using any complex type like array, collection, or object, in that case, you can expand this data type and you can observe the individual value in it. Okay, so let us move ahead and let us check the value of the collection. So as you can see here, we have a list of collection, and that collection is of type course. Okay, so list is itself an collection, and it is again holding a object. It is again holding object. So let us see how we can view the values of this. Again, I am hitting step into. If you hover a mouse here, you can see that it is having a 4 elements. So just expand it. So each individual element of this list is itself a complex type. So again, you have to expand this arrow, and you can view the values at 0th position. So value at 0th position is this. So duration is 60, fees is 16,000, ID is 1, and name is ASP.NET MVC. In the same way, just click on the next arrow. The previous one will disappear and you can view the values of next element. So in this way, you can observe the values. Similarly, again, I'm moving to the next step. So I do not want to execute this function. So I'll directly, or rather I'll say I do not want to step through that code. So I'll say step over. Now here we have created a bank account. So let us say step over. Again, if you hover a mouse here, you can observe the value. Okay, let me scroll up. See, this is account holder name, that is account number, then balance, then type, and this is our private variable. So basically it shows you the data in the ascending order. Okay, again we kept our balance property as read only. So this one means account number is not read only, so you can see that it is shown in white background, whereas this is read only property. You can't make a changes in it. Private variable is also shown. Okay, so in this way you can inspect the values. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now sometimes what we want to pin these values. Okay, we want to constantly view these values. Here what happens, every time I have to hover a mouse here, then again I have to expand it if it is a complex type, and then again I have to check these values. So there is a feature that you can pin your data type. So I'll see how to do it. So I'll just stop the execution, and what will I do? I directly put a breakpoint on this function. Okay, so let us start. From here onwards, again I say continue, and since we have given call to the swap function and we already put a breakpoint there, my program will pause there. Okay. Now here I want to continuously check the values of these three variables. So I'll pin it. So whenever you put over a mouse pointer here, you can see this option. Okay, this icon. This is nothing but a pin icon. Just click over there. You can pin this value. You can move this also. You have to drag it. Similarly, I'll pin the value of number 1. So we can constantly observe the values. And then after, I'll pin the values of number 2. Sorry, I'll pin the value of number 2. So again I have to click on this icon. Yes. Okay. Even you can see this here that you have pinned at this line. Okay, means here you at this line you pin the value of 10. At this line you pin the value of number 1 and number 2. And this pins actually persist. Means whenever your program execution stop, and if you rerun your program in debug mode, you can get these pins. So till you don't delete it, it is available for you. Okay, so let us hit this step over button. So you can observe that values are getting changed. See, temp get changed to 10, number 1 get changed to 20, and number 2 get changed to 10. So in this way, you can constantly observe the value. You do not have to over there again and again. So let me stop the execution. Again, we will run this. See, whenever you are working or editing the code, you can see this option. It itself means that you, after executing the code in debug mode, you can see this pin. So let us verify it. Let me continue. See, you can see these values. So I hope you understand this. Now, let us see how to remove these pins. So basically, you can see this cross mark over here. It will allows you to delete your pin. Or again, in debug menu, there is an option to clear all your data types which are pinned. So if you want to delete it throughout the project, you can select clear all data types. And if you want to delete the data types pinned in the current file, you can select this option. So currently I'm selecting this option. Okay. So let me put a breakpoint over here. So our program will stop after execution of the swap function. Okay. Now, just now we saw how to pin the single variable. But can we pin the object? Yes, surely we can pin the object. Okay. Now, let me say step over. Okay. But here what happened? You have to expand it. So when you expand it, then only you can view this value. But suppose you have a requirement that you want to see one of the property of this object constantly. Okay. So what you can do, there is a facility that you can pin this individual property or individual variable also, or wherever you get this symbol, right? Wherever you get this symbol, you can pin that value. So I'm pinning this data type. See, so my balance is 10,000. I am executing the next step. After deposit, my balance is 15,000, and after withdrawal, my balance is 8,000. So you can pin the complex type as well as value inside that complex type. Okay, so let us remove it. Now the next interesting thing that we are going to study is that While debugging, with the help of DataTip, we can modify the values of our variables or properties. So let us see this. So now what will I do? I'll remove this breakpoint. So again I have to click over here. It is a toggle command. So this breakpoint will remove. I'll remove this breakpoint also. So let us execute our code. Okay. Now let me say step over. So while creation of this object itself, I assign the value 10,000. Okay. Now here what will I do? I'll over the mouse on this object, I'll expand this and see here I have an option. This is editable, right? This is editable and I declare this balance variable of type decimal. That's why this M appears here. Okay. So what will I do? I'll change it to 0. Okay. Now our balance is 0. So again, now I click on step into or step over. Sorry, I mistakenly click on step into. So we can debug this function. The amount is 5,000, but you can check that balance is 0, right? Because I edited that value using DataTips. Okay. Now my balance is what? 5,000. So in this way, you can edit the data tips also. So when you run your program and then after you realize that I want to input some different value, so no need to rerun your program. With the help of data tips, you can edit those values also and you can test your code. So this is very nice feature given by the data tips. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this video and definitely you can also use the data tips efficiently. Thank you for watching and happy debugging.